Thursdays with Theta. It is towel day, by the way, so here is my towel. I am using it as a jacket because I'm too lazy to get an actual jacket. So, again, I'm not sure what happened with the topic schedule, but I definitely know that I would have yet another, I would not be able to talk about I might be able to talk or ramble about what Gaia talked about a couple weeks ago, but I would not actually have anything to say because, so I decided to take this opportunity to talk about myself some more because I totally don't do that enough, and talk about how I discovered that I was asexual. I'm almost like a ninja asexual because I was so very, very good at blending in with everyone else. I mean, the only difference between me and sexual people is honestly the fact that A, I'm not totally obsessed with this, or, you know, even faintly interested in the activity, and, I mean, except for procreation, and I've never actually been sexually attracted to anyone, but of course no one bothered to tell me that my organ wibbliness was different from their organ wibbliness, and then, you know, we all know how that worked out. So I actually spent a lot of my life thinking I was totally normal in that regard, thinking I was kind of odd in every other regard, but I was totally normal when it came to copulation and such. I was just a little bit less obsessed with it than my peers. I first found out about asexuality again through Doctor Who. Dad, in his ramble about how awesome the show was, went on about how the main character, the Doctor, is asexual. And I actually really admired that because it always kind of annoyed me when a main character would go off and just shag someone for no readily apparent reason to me. So having a character who didn't do that was really, really cool to me, but alas, my father did not mention that while the Doctor was asexual, he did also have romantic whatnots in old Who. So when I got into new Who with the 9th Doctor and onwards, and there was all that romantic whatnot with Rose, then I just kind of assumed that the asexuality was something that they had changed in between the original show and the continuation, because they did change quite a bit, so I figured, well, so I didn't recognize that you could be asexual without being aromantic for a while. And then, so that was when I was about 12, 13-ish, when I first found out that asexuality existed. And then, I think a year and a half, maybe, or 2 years ago, I met Tiberius. And we turned out to be brain twins, which is really, really cool in a lot of ways. And then, so when she discovered that she was asexual, you know, at first I didn't really react to it much. Well, I was like, oh hey, that's spiffy, you know, because as time went on, I kind of got even more disillusioned with the idea of people just going out and shagging other people. It seemed to be more trouble than it was worth, honestly, so, So, at first there was that reaction, and then later on, I started thinking, and I was like, if we've reacted or thought about almost everything in exactly the same way for everything else, well, almost everything else, I mean, usually the differences are just superficial, then, you know, maybe I should look into this myself, you know. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be an exact thing because she is sex repulsed and I am not, but, you know, I could at least, you know, look and see, because I'm really fond of figuring out exactly what's going on in my head. So I did some research on the subject, and for a while I thought I was demisexual, but that didn't quite work. So I actually tested it out, and when I found that I actively could not think of my then crush as in any kind of sexual manner at all, and B, any organ wibbliness was just a more intense version of what I normally felt whenever he was in the room, and it was just, you know, a yay, I am being close to this person, and not a yay, I want to shag this person. I figured that if I was actively, that since normal people don't have to actively try to induce sexual attraction, and I couldn't even do it when I was trying, I figured that was probably a good indication that I was actually asexual. So that is my story. And isn't it fascinating? And I actually managed to cut 2 minutes off of my last ramble on this subject, so shiny. Anyway, farewell to you all. Be well, be seeing you, far and safety and peace, etc., etc., etc. I will see you next week.